Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Thursday night. It is almost Friday again. The week just passed by, didn't it? And time just flies, and we are almost done with another week. Well, right before I started recording this, Ella jumped in my lap. So I think that was for a reason, and I think she just wanted to say hello, or she's just messing around, or whatever. You look sleepy now. Are you a little sleepy? What's going on? Did you have a good day? Okay. Yeah. Did you bother Teddy? Did he bother you? Yeah. Well, I hope you got him back. So, all right. Say hello. All righty. Ready to go back down? Okay. All righty. Go back down and play with Mr. Teddy. All right. All right. Behave. Okay. I think we all need some of that. And I know some of y'all aren't dog people. I get it. But I tell you what, they're a stress relief. They really are. And we need that these days. Many people are troubled. Many folks are stressed and have anxiety over a lot of stuff that's going on. And I'm going to talk about that a bit. I'm going to talk about how, or pose a question rather. Will we have will we have World War III starting this weekend? This weekend could be very interesting, starting tomorrow. I'll go into that, my reasoning. I also have, towards the end, I also have a very good passage that I will share that I believe you want to hear, that I believe it will speak to you and give you a lot of encouragement. And we need that these days, like I was just saying. We really do. All righty. Just kind of giving some updates on this and kind of my reasoning for my opening question there. And I learned, and y'all might have heard about this already. I think it came out actually yesterday that Iran came out and said that, and they were pointing this in the direction of Israel and United States, saying that Israel has until Friday, that would be tomorrow, because today is Thursday, October 2nd, but said that Israel has until tomorrow to stop the attacks in Gaza, or they, meaning Iran, will be directly involved in the war. They say they have until Friday morning to end the aggression, or else they will enter into a direct and open war, and there will be no going back. That was a quote. Now, they're saying that that includes Iran and Hezbollah as the ones who will go directly into the war. If that happens, a lot of that could start a fall of dominoes into World War III pretty quickly. It would really ignite a wider regional war for sure. I think we technically have one already there, but it could really explode a lot more. Okay, quickly, very quickly. And another danger there is if they try to shut off that Strait of Hormuz, where so much, especially oil, goes through. Whew, that would cause a lot of problems, and the United States would have no really little choice but to go in directly at that point. We kind of already are, but that came out yesterday. I also saw where they called him a Hamas official, and he was being interviewed. I don't know what channel it was or anything. I guess somewhere over there, but he said they will repeat as much as they can. They will repeat the October 7th like attacks until Israel is totally annihilated. Like I said the last video a couple days ago, it's not about land. It's not about having a state of their own. They've had one. It's about total annihilation of a people. Israel. That's their goal. And they're openly saying it. At some point, people need to wake up and realize and remember and believe them what they say is that's what they want to do. House of Representatives, this was, I think, last night or yesterday sometime, the United States House of Representatives passed a vote to use, quote unquote, all means necessary to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. They might already have one, I don't know. But, and they also recognize and support all allies and partners to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. Now, that's pretty serious, folks. I mean, that effectively declares war on them, if not tomorrow, the next day, or soon, right? Um, we know they're working towards that as far as Iran having a nuclear weapon if they don't already. And now we're saying we will do. Now Israel said that before, but the United States is now saying that we will do everything necessary to prevent you from doing that. Surely, if they have one, they'll use it. I believe that too. Israel also reported today that the Pentagon deployed a massive number of military planes above United States airspace. And I got an email from a viewer that was saying they had a family member that was trying to, and I forget exactly how far they were traveling. It was a domestic flight here in the United States, and they were delayed multiple times because of all the traffic in airspace. I mean, like a lot of delays, like 10 or 12, some crazy number. And it coincided with the timing of this. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of movement of military right now. I mean, it looks like the whole United States, or most of the United States military, is mobilizing right now. You're not going to hear about it on the mainstream news. You're not going to hear about it on your nightly ABC channels either. And you're not going to hear about it on your local radio. They've all got the memo, you know. So to not talk about it. But a lot is going on, y'all. We need to keep a watch on this, okay? I saw a story where an analyst, analyst who's been in the business like 32 years or something like that, he is saying that there will be multiple waves of terrorist attacks in the United States, in his opinion, multiple waves of terrorist attacks in the United States over the next 14 months, according to his analysis. Also saw another interesting story that said that today the United States Department of Defense came out and said they do not agree with President Biden and his administrative officials on the idea of a pause in the fighting in the Gaza Strip, because earlier, I believe it was yesterday or last night, Biden came out and said that he is calling for a ceasefire, a temporary pause. He called it a temporary pause in the fighting in Gaza. And now the DOD, which is very unusual for the DOD to come out and just totally contradict the commander in chief. We're in interesting times, people. We are in interesting times right now. And so they do not agree with Israel taking a pause. Heck, I don't either, to tell you the truth. I mean, if you were to say that I was watching a Glenn Beck video earlier, we were watching one, and he had a good example, a good compare with. In 1941, after the Japanese pulled the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, and we started striking back. Can you imagine a month later calling for a ceasefire, a pause? Really? No. The answer is no. And the answer is no now. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, from a strategic and all kinds of, from every point of view. Especially when the other side is saying that their sole goal is to wipe you off the face of the earth. And they're going to keep trying no matter what. Hello? Hello? I mean, you don't pause. And from all I'm gathering from a lot of sources, that the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, is making a lot of progress, and they're pushing deeper into Gaza. They're just about ready to seal off Gaza City, because they entered Gaza from 3 different directions, and they're just cutting it up right now. So why stop all of a sudden? You know, I do hope that they're trying to minimize civilian casualties, but in a densely populated area like this, and in war, that does happen. It's terrible, but it will happen, and it'll keep happening. Saw where Egypt is on high alert. I don't know why exactly. Maybe because they border, you know, a lot of refugees are coming from through the south, through the Gaza, into, or trying to get into Egypt. but they have their military on high alert right now. Probably everybody in the region does. Iran and Turkey are holding talks to quote unquote said that Israel must be stopped as soon as possible. Turkey is technically they're a member of NATO. Go figure that out. What is NATO even? I mean, I don't even know what that is anymore. Is it a thing? I don't know. But again, going back to what I said at the very beginning, I mean, if tomorrow's Friday, and it's almost and it's really Friday over there already right now. Um, you know, and the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, they're not stopping. Uh, the Prime Minister for Israel came out and said, "No, there's no pause. We're going to continue." And so, what happens now? Iran and Hezbollah jump in there directly. What do you think happens at that point? I think a lot happens. The dominoes will fall, and it won't be pretty. And people better wake up. I've stopped trying to warn people other than right here because I know most of you guys are like-minded and I'm preaching to the choir to a certain point. And even if you're not, please take heed here and take the warning seriously. But I've stopped warning outside of this because I'm met with total silence, 99% silence. Look at me like I'm crazy, all right? Like they don't know what in the heck I'm talking about. I'm like, are you keeping up with current events here? Do you see what is happening? I think they're just so uh, conditioned by hearing things, especially over the last few 4 years, that it's like, okay, I've heard this is going to happen, and it doesn't really happen, and I don't know what's going to happen now, so I'm living my life. Which live your life. We can do the same. We can do both at the same time. We can live our life and still do our business and enjoy life and do these things still keeping an eye on what's going on and keeping a posture of preparation. All right. I mean, we can do that. We're sharp people. So at least most of us are. So, but I'm met with just bewilderment and even some people close to me and family. I'm done. I'm done talking about it. I'm not gonna now if they want to ask me a question and they're genuinely curious, then yes, I will speak up then. But until then, how you doing? Dinner was great. Had a good time. Drive safely on the way home. I love you, and I really do. You know, but I'm not going to continue with this. When they just think you're crazy. I know many of you probably understand. You're probably getting the same thing. But when we see these things and we're paying attention, I mean, we, it just, I don't know. Share your thoughts on this. Are you getting the same thing? I mean, are you seeing a change in some people, even one person, or are they starting to see it? Let us know. Encourage us. Encourage us. All right. All right. Um, anyway, we'll keep an eye on this for sure. Everything we can. There's so much going on. It's hard to kind of keep your arms around it. Really, it really is. All right. The passage. Actually, it was on my phone. Hopefully, it's still there. Okay. The passage is from Psalm. I'm going to Psalms a lot here lately, y'all, because it comforts me. I don't know about y'all, but Psalm chapter 55, verse 22, it says, "Cast your burden on the Lord." Lord, all in caps, of course. "And he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved." I'm going to say it again because it just feels good to read it. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. That's the Lord's promise. And we should take comfort in that, y'all. We should take comfort when and we're feeling a lot of anxiety now. I know a lot of us are. I hear it from y'all. I hear it from people around me, you know, and we feel trouble because we know it's coming. But we can come to the Lord and lay that burden down on Him and ask and pray and ask for the Holy Spirit to keep us strong and help us not to worry so much, right? Um, and not be so anxious, because he will sustain us. He will sustain us through Jesus as the bread of life, right? And that's truth. Our ultimate, our ultimate Savior, Jesus. All right. But let's keep in prayer and let's be safe out there. Just be careful, especially tomorrow through the weekend, y'all. Share your thoughts. God bless you. I'll see you soon.